Hey everyone, we're starting our next session a bit early. Our speakers are just awesome and very flexible. We have Simon here, Big Sky. He's from Coop, Coop,
Co-op.
Co-op. He'll be doing a talk on DAOs, how to build a better future together. And I'll let him take it from here.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you guys are ready for a super exciting, super engaging 45 minutes as we really dive into what what it takes to build just a world-class DAO, what goes into it, who we are, and what we do. So first of all, everybody on this call, everybody listening, huge shout out. Super glad to have everybody here. It's this is the future. This is the future, and this is happening, and we are all building this together. So just to kick it off, I think it'd be really useful just to spend a few minutes talking about what Index Co-op is, what we do. From there, I'll talk a little bit about my personal background, how I found my way to Index Co-op, what my experience has been like in Index Co-op. And then from there, we're going to take about 10 minutes just to really walk through a bunch of the different tools we use at Index Co-op. I'll show you guys kind of a peek behind the scenes and see what how everything is organized, how we do everything. I think it'll be really informative for everybody. And then when we finish up, we'll do a little bit of a deep dive in how you guys can get involved. And if anybody has questions in the chat, sling them my way, and we will get those answered. So to kick things off, what is Index Co-op? Index Co-op is the largest crypto asset management platform in the world right now. We manage just under $400 million worth of cryptocurrencies through a number of various crypto index funds. These are ERC20 tokens that you can purchase on SushiSwap, Uniswap, any decentralized exchange. Our real flagship product is the DeFi Pulse Index, which you can really think of as the S&P 500 for crypto and for DeFi. It is an ERC20 token that holds a weighted basket of 16 different DeFi protocols in it, and that reweights based on market cap every month. We also have the Metaverse Index, which tracks all the most exciting products and protocols in crypto gaming, metaverse, NFT, kind of touches on the NFT space a little bit, virtual reality, everything that's going on there. That's been a really successful index for us. We have our Bankless Bed Index in partnership with Bankless, which covers Bitcoin, Ethereum, and DeFi. So basically everything you need to sleep well in bed at night. And then we have our leverage products, 2x BTC, 2x ETH, that are ERC20 tokens to give you tokenized leverage. And then finally, the newcomer to our family, we have the Data Economy Index, which tracks all the major data protocols out there, whether that's the Graph, Chainlink, Ocean Protocol, Ren Protocol, a ton of awesome products in that tracks that whole aspect of the economy. So Index Co-op, we were founded as a DAO last October by Set Protocol and DeFi Pulse. And really the original vision of Index Co-op was to be kind of the marketing arm and the business development arm of these different the indexes that were launched with various methodologies such as DeFi Pulse built on top of the token set technology. Over the last year, we've just exploded in growth, and that mission has changed. We've just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and more efficient. So right now, I would really think of us as like a mid-sized tech startup that launches cryptocurrency index funds. We have really exploded in growth over the last 9 months. We have raised over $10 million through our treasury diversification, brought in a number of world-class investors, and our DAO right now is really kind of considered one of the best run, most well-organized DeFi protocols DAOs in the space. And I'm incredibly proud that the level that we have gotten to as our community. So like that's what index co-op is, right? But like who is in index co-op? Like these DAOs, it's very hard. Like, who's actually involved? Who's doing the day-to-day work? So I guess it'd be probably helpful for me to just kind of talk about my background a little bit, talk through really what brought me to this point, what brought me to where I am today, and what I do at Index Co-op. So I graduated college with a degree in philosophy in 2013. Um, I joined, following college graduation, I joined the Marine Corps as a infantry officer. I spent 6 years in the Marine Corps, leading infantry Marines. I was stationed in Hawaii, Japan, Korea. Finally, in California, had just an awesome experience in the Marines. I was able to be the operations officer for our jungle warfare school in Japan. Was able to be an instructor at our mountain warfare school in California. Just had a really good experience over those 6 years. In 2019, after 6 years in the Marine Corps, I've been promoted to captain. I've had a very good career, and I kind of knew that I wanted to do something different. I was like ready for like a new adventure. So I applied to a bunch of business schools, and I ended up going to NYU for business school to get my MBA. When I went into business school, I really thought that I was going to become like this big investment banker, right? Because like I had no experience or no exposure to this like non-military world. So I really went in, like the only thing I really knew about was, oh, you go to New York City and you become a banker, and that's how it's done. So I went to business school. I spent last summer doing technology M&A, investment banking in New York City, and like the whole summer, like DeFi summer was happening. I was like, I've been following crypto, or I've been holding crypto for a couple of years, and I was starting to really follow it, really dive in, and like there was so much exciting stuff, so many cool things happening that I started to just kind of dive into the rabbit hole and learn about different projects and get more involved. So I went back to school last fall, got done with my investment banking job, and in September, October, started going full in DeFi and crypto and really learning about it. And was really lucky in late November to discover Index Co-op. It was still very early stages of the DAO, getting started, getting spun up, and I made I just kind of like just started to learn about it, right? And it was so early. So I remember I was on the forum, and somebody had posted a post saying, "Hey, we need like non-technical contributors." And up until that point, I didn't realize people worked in crypto. I thought like crypto is just a thing. And I was like, the only people who can work in crypto are software engineers, and I'm not that, so I'm never going to work in crypto. So I saw this forum post, and it's just like, just a light went off in my head. I was like, I can do that. I can actually work in crypto. Like, there's a future. So I reached out to the community member who posted it, and he was like, yeah, we just need somebody to do some slide decks for us, right? And I was like, I can do slide decks. I don't care. So I spent, the first week or two just doing slide decks, like kind of helping out here or there. And the end of the month came, and I got paid like $1,000 by Index Co-op in crypto for the work I did. And that was just a huge light bulb moment for me. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe people are getting paid in crypto. This is like so cool. Like this is like could be a real job. So, from there, I started to really scale up my involvement in Index Co-op all throughout December, January, and really started to lead a bunch of our efforts when it came to business development, external partnerships, building various relationships, and that was like really became my focus. And since then, my focus has really remained BD, and that's been a very good experience as we've really been able to just see the DAO grow, see it scale, and just be able to bring on tons and tons and tons of different partners and different members of the community. And it's really cool because I think with these DAOs and something I've seen over the last 9 months is we have just an incredible number of people entering the community all the time, right? And we see people come in and they will be, they're trying to learn more and more about what's going on. And all of a sudden they will be, they're like nervous when they first start. Like, I have no idea how to get involved in DAO. I have no idea, what I need to do, what it takes. And then like slowly they'll start, attending more of our meetings. They'll start like getting more and more involved. And, from there, they really scale up their involvement, start to actually work in crypto, start to like actually make money. And that's just the coolest thing to see because, I'll do one-on-one with a community member and they'll be like, I'm scared. I don't know if I have a place in crypto. I don't know, if I can find a job or if I can work in crypto or like what I could do. And then, over time, as they start contributing to our DAOs, they start getting more and more involved. You get to see them build like a tremendous amount of confidence, a tremendous amount of belief in themselves, and then, really start to like drive awesome changes for the DAO and, make really, really cool things happen across the board for us. So that's been just this really rewarding experience at Index Co-op so far. So, that brings me to really where I'm at today. I lead our business development working group. We have just over 20 contributors who are in some form actively contributing to our business development efforts. And, it's been very, very solid so far. So that's really who we are, who I am, and kind of what we do at Index Co-op. And I think, something that I don't think everybody fully gets a chance to see has been like, okay, so like, how do these organizations actually work? So what does it mean when people say, oh, Index Co-op is, the best run DAO in DeFi, or this is like, the absolute, one of the best DAOs out there of any decentralized organization, like Index Co-op really sets the bar. So like, what does that mean? What does that like actually look like? So I figured I'd take about 10 or 15 minutes today and just walk everybody on this call through kind of like what we do at the DAO and how things are organized and really how how the work actually gets done. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so Notion. This is really like, this is our office. This is where everything is organized. This is where everything happens. This is where we track every single thing that is going on. So here's the Index Co-op Notion board, and you can see, this is where the work really happens. And, we're really proud of this. A lot of community members have like put a ton of effort getting this to the level we're at. So I'm just gonna, I'll walk you guys through some of the things we've done. So, on the first page, you can see Index Co-op business development. We use this to track the progress of key initiatives, compile relevant information, and document contributor activity. So when you're running a DAO, it's really key that you stay organized. I think there's this big myth that decentralized means like not organized or not structured, right? And that nothing could be further from the case. Like, in order to really run a successful DAO, a successful decentralized organization, you have to be more organized than a traditional organization. You have to be even more structured, and that's something at Index Co-op that we've placed like a tremendous emphasis on. So you can see here right off the bat, we have all our community resources. So if you're coming in, you're joining one of our working groups, this is how you get oriented. This is how you learn what is going on. Down here, we have a tracker of our working group initiatives where we track all the major things that, members of our working group, members of the DAO are working on, whether that's relationships with methodologists, working to onboard some of our products to other DAOs, whether it's, building with universities or, expanding globally. And then, below that, you can see our relationship management. We interact with between probably 20 different DeFi protocols every single week. I have, my business development team is really interfacing across the ecosystem every single day, and it's very important that we track that we maintain that, and we keep that very well organized. And then, you can see we have some of our archive information, which we can walk through in a minute. You can see, coming down, so you can see our mission is to drive protocol growth by developing relationships and facilitating partnerships across the deep crypto ecosystem. I think when you're building a DAO, when you're really trying to, get these things from zero to a point where you're really competing with like global companies, you really need to focus on the fundamentals, right? It's like, are you laying out your mission very clearly? Are you laying out like the actual execution of that mission really clearly? Are you laying out like the KPIs that are being used to track you very clearly? And that's something like we've really tried to do at Index Co-op, and it's really set us up for success. And you can see here, kind of just run through some of the things that are important to us, run through our strategy, and you can really see what makes up the Index Co-op business development strategy, how we think about it, and how we're approaching different aspects of partnerships, of relationships. So going down, DeFi partnerships is a major focus of ours, and we spend a ton of time building relationships, doing outreach, talking to different groups. Here you can really see all the different conversations that we have ongoing, all the different major initiatives people are working on, and this really helps us track that. It helps us maintain it, and it helps us make sure things are moving forward in a effective way. You can see this as well with our methodologists, where we work with different index providers to develop like the best products possible for the market, and this is where all that gets tracked, where all that gets managed. A huge focus of ours over the last really month or so has been onboarding and building relationships with different university clubs. It's absolutely top of mind for us right now of like, where is the talent flowing? Where are people going? Where are people coming to? And in my eyes, it's really, really important that we are able to really set the conditions where, the next generation of talent, like when they think of like where they want to work, that they're not thinking about going to Google or Goldman Sachs or Facebook, but they're thinking about coming to Index Co-op. And I view these relationships with the different university clubs and the sponsorships we do with them as being really, really central to that. So, if you're a student on this call, and if your university has the blockchain club, or if you're trying to start a blockchain club, please reach out to us on Twitter or Discord, and we will work to either sponsor events with you or help you get that spun up. Another major focus of ours is our global expansion. So I think a lot of crypto projects get very localized very quickly. So it's very easy to have a team that's all US based, or a team that's all Europe based, or all Asia based, and that's kind of like where the community is. If you're based in the US, your community is US. If you're based in China, your community is China. And Index Co-op, like we're a global asset management platform, and we really treat ourselves like a major global project. And the way we do that is we have various sub verticals within our working groups that are focused on specific regions. And a team that's just done an incredible job for us so far is our BDA pack team, who have a number of relationships ongoing with, across the board for the HPC. Alongside that, we have a number of various venture capital funds that have invested in Index Co-op. This is where we track who they are, some of the conversations, and outreach as needed, really. So every month, every month we release basically a monthly report on what we've done that month for the broader community, as well as push a number of key initiatives really across the board through our forums. So this is where we really have an archive of what all the business development working group members have done so far, like the major proposals they pushed out, all the work they've done. And this is a way that if you're coming into the working group, if you're coming into the community and you want to get quickly oriented, you're able to go and read through all the forum posts. You're able to read through what different people have done, and that's what gets you oriented. That's what gets you really really spun up on what is going on. Here's our tracker where we track all the major forum posts that need to go out, where they're at, and this is how you work collaboratively, right? So all these forum posts require 3 or 4 people to be able to work on them, and if you're not tracking it and not keeping the docs in a place where everybody can work on them together, it gets very hard. It's very disjointed, and this is where we really execute that. This is where people come together and work in a decentralized manner. Liquidity pools. So this is where all our different products go, all the liquidity on our different products, where we track that, make sure it's high enough. We have some of our general resources here, and then finally we have our roles and responsibility of what different people do, what their responsibilities are, what permissions they have, and what the status is there. So that is the behind the scenes on how a good DAO is ran, right? So when I think about what makes one of these organizations really successful, it's really the ability to take in people from all over the world with a ton of different skill sets, with a ton of different backgrounds, a ton of different interests, and get everybody moving in the same direction, get everybody working towards the same common goals. And the only way to do that is by, first of all, you have to create a really strong culture. If you don't have a strong culture, nothing else will work. And Index Co-op, we built this incredibly strong culture of being really welcoming, being really open to people, bringing people in, developing them, and really empowering them to shape the DAO. So the culture is really the first step. The second step is are you building good processes? Does the organization have good processes that allow it to function, really effectively? And that's somewhere where we put a ton of emphasis on over the last 10 months. It's just building out the processes so we can execute this at just a massive scale. That's been one of our absolute biggest focuses lately, and that really pays off, because as we have more and more contributors joining, as we grow and scale, we went from there being 4 or 5 contributors in November to 200 right now in September of 2021. The only way you're able to manage all of that is is by having these good processes, having it be really refined. And then I think the third and final key to success here is having really strong leadership. We have a very leadership-oriented culture, really leadership-focused culture, and that has really enabled us to thrive. We have a number of individuals who come in and they see areas they can make improvement. They see areas they can take ownership. They see areas where they can lead. And, it's a challenge, right? It's hard work, but our community is very good at, giving people the ability to, lead these initiatives, lead these, lead these different sub-organizations within the DAO. So that is my spiel on Index Co-op. That is what makes this awesome. That is why I'm super stoked about it. If you are on this call right now, and I hope you're asking, how do I join? How do I sign up? What do I do next? How do I get involved, right? Because everybody wants to get involved in a DAO. It's the most exciting thing out there. And we want everybody involved in DAOs. We want everybody building DeFi. Like, we need you. Like, we need all the help we can get. So, like, what does that look like? The first place to start is go to our Discord and introduce yourself on our introduction channel. We have a team of dedicated community managers who monitor that channel and run weekly new joiner calls for everybody who introduces themselves on that channel. So step one, introduce yourself on our Discord and just get familiar there. Step two, go to our new joiner call. We run a new joiner call every single week where people can come, they can learn more about our protocol, they can learn more about how to get involved, how to build in co-op, and different initiatives where people need help. And that is like step two of getting involved in a DAO. And step three is we have our very basic new joiner quest. We call it the Bronze Owl quest. And this is a quest of very simple tasks that all our new joiners have to complete that really helps them learn more about the DAO, learn more about the organization. And then once that quest is completed, they really have the skill set to start attending some of the different meetings, start contributing to the Notion board, start making things happen for the DAO, and really become valued contributors. And from that point forward, it's really a matter of showing up. We have so many good contributors who have emerged over the last 6 months, over the last year, and they come from no background in business, no background in finance, no background in engineering or software, and they're just relentless and they want to learn and they keep showing up every day. And before you know it, these community members are driving multi-million-dollar initiatives for Index Co-op and just making awesome results. So that's really what gets me super excited. I'm gonna go to the chat really quick, see if there's any questions. So talking through, okay, so I think in the next couple minutes, if there are any questions, please pop them in. But if not, I think it'd be really good to talk about like what we're doing as a crypto community and like why it's important that people kind of raise their hands and get involved. This is the first thing I think that people can get really excited about. Like, this is something that this isn't backward looking, right? This is like forward looking, like building the future. And when I think of DAOs, like what DAOs are is it is a community coming together to build the future and make the future better and make the world a better place. And if you are in this call, if you're watching this, like, you have an opportunity to be part of this future, to build this future, to really like make it in your image, like make the world a better place. And everybody wants to change the world, everybody wants to do great things, but nobody knows what it takes. I've kind of seen what it takes over the last year at Index Co-op. It takes raising your hand and showing up. That's really all it is. People need to raise their hand, get involved in these communities, start showing up, schedule one-on-one meetings, schedule interviews with different community members, start like actually making personal connections with people instead of just, having it all be, through Twitter or Discord, like actually get on calls with people and learn their perspective. And, once you start showing up, once you raise your hand and say, hey, I want to be part of the future, I want to build a new world, I want to make something better, that's the hard part. After that, it's all easy. Everything we've accomplished at Index Co-op, the hardest part for people was just showing up that first day, that first time, and getting involved. Because like once you get involved and once you get in the flow of it, and once you start to really, really shape these organizations, you can see that the true power of decentralization and the true power of crypto and the world we're building. So, I hope some of what I said today resonated with people. I really hope to see some of these people I see in the chat over in our Discord, on our Twitter, would love for nothing more than for people to get involved and just, help us build this community to really the best place to be on the internet. We are well along the way to making that a reality, but we need your help, and we need your help like right now. Like now is the time to raise your hand. Now is the time to get involved. Now is the time to step up, and now is the time to build a better future for everyone. So Dystopia Labs, you guys are rock stars. Thank you. Everybody in the chat, thank you for showing up. I appreciate everybody who watched, and hope to see everybody in the metaverse.
Awesome. Thanks, Simon. This was fantastic. We're going to transition to the next talk now. And if you want to drop your Discord links into the chat so people can follow you, that'd be awesome.
Okay, I'm doing that right now.
Awesome. Thank you.